Hey y'all, so I really have not done very much in the way of reading updates or just general updates in quite a while, so I figured that I should go ahead and make kind of a weekly reads slash update video talking about what I'm planning on reading for the rest of the week and essentially the rest of the month, and giving a little bit of updates on what is going on and why there are only 3 books in the stack when there are supposed to be 5. So first things first, starting with my weekly reads, the book that I'm currently in the process of reading is The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. I'm currently about 40 pages into it, so I'm not quite as far as I made it the first time, but I'm definitely more intrigued and more interested this time than I was the first time. So I really think that I'm going to fly through this once I actually have time to read. The other 2 things that I'll be reading this week are both trade comics, and they are volumes 2 and 3 of the Saga series. I picked up volume 1 a little bit over a week ago and I really enjoyed it, so I went ahead and I got volumes 2 and 3, and they're really quick reads, so I hope to get through them pretty quickly this week. And the other book I definitely want to have finished by the end of the month is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. This is my TBR challenge for the month because I pulled the reread a book challenge, and obviously this was the one that I chose. This is one of my favorite books. I love it so much, so I think I'm gonna have no problem flying through this before the end of the month. So that brings me into my updates, which deal with my TBR challenges. So I introduced this new TBR challenge back in August. I will leave a link down to the video where I introduced that. I didn't give it a name. I guess I'm just gonna call it the Book Stack Challenge from now on. Essentially, there are 5 books in the stack. Each month I choose a book to read from the stack and I replace it so that the next month I still have 5 books to choose from. And I was trying to figure out some sort of punishment if I did not complete that challenge, and what I have decided to do is that if I don't read a book to complete my TBR jar challenge and I don't read the book that I've chosen from the book stack, I will not be allowed to buy books the coming month. So essentially for this month, that means that if I don't reread Ready Player One, which is for my TBR jar challenge, and if I don't read my book stack book, which is The Queen of the Tearling, that means that in October I am not allowed to buy any books. I had several different ideas floating around in my head as to what the best punishment would be, and this is the one that I thought would be the best because it's kind of a reward, because it means that my TBR isn't going to get any bigger. So that leads me to the fact that my book stack only has 3 books in it instead of 5. And unfortunately, that's not because I decided that I wanted to read 2 books in the stack. It's because I was going through my bookshelf and kind of evaluating the books that I owned and how much I really wanted to read some of the books on my TBR. And those were 2 of the books that I really didn't see myself ever picking up. So I decided that I would put them in the stack of books that I'm going to unhaul at some point, and I would add books to the stack that I actually really wanted to read. So I'm going to be choosing 2 more books from this to add to the stack for me to choose from in October. So the first book that I pulled is Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which I've already read. Apparently I haven't been taking books out of the jar. So the actual first book that I pulled is ironically a book that I talked about in my DNF video a couple days ago, and that is The Book of 3 by Lloyd Alexander. So far my choices for next month are high fantasy and high fantasy. Trying to get down to the bottom to some of the ones that might get stuck in there. So apparently I decided to put Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson in here, which is the 2nd book in a series. I wasn't supposed to do that. Okay, we're redrawing again. I have no idea what I was thinking there. That wasn't supposed to be in there unless I'd read the 1st book in the series. Redraw. I feel like I'm knocking out my TBR pile without even reading anything right now. So we're just having great luck today because I drew 4 by Veronica Roth, which, spoiler alert for my unhaul, I'm going to be unhauling, so we're just gonna redraw again. 3rd time's the charm for the 2nd book, right? Literally the worst luck. Asylum by Madeline Rue. That's also another one I'm unhauling. Just why? This is going well. Okay, so I finally got one that works, and it's actually really awesome because this is one that I've been really wanting to read, and that is More Than This by Patrick Ness. So that means that these are the 5 books that I will get to choose between for my book stack challenge for October. So that is it for the return of weekly reads and for my quick TBR challenge updates. As always, I will leave links down in the description to my blog, Twitter, and Goodreads. Please add me as a friend on Goodreads. I would love to be friends with all of you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!